Okay, 16,000 woodworking plans.
Wow.
That's what Ted's Woodworking is promising.
That's a lot.
It's enough to make your head spin right. I mean,
Yeah.
you're listening to this deep dive because you're interested in woodworking,
Right.
and you're probably wondering if this package is the key to
Y-
building all those projects you've been dreaming of.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe you're even a little intimidated by woodworking,
I can see that.
feeling like you need a whole workshop full of tools
Yeah.
to even get started.
That's a common thing.
Well, that's where we come in.
Okay.
In this deep dive, we're going to sift through all the marketing hype,
Okay.
see what Ted's Woodworking really offers.
Sounds good. It's interesting because the biggest selling point here
Yeah.
seems to be tackling a very real problem for woodworkers.
Yep.
The frustration of finding incomplete or unreliable plans.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've all been there, right?
Totally.
You're excited to start a project.
Yeah.
You've got your materials, and then bam, the plans are missing a crucial step or measurement.
The worst.
Yeah.
It's like trying to bake a cake with a recipe
Right.
that forgets to mention the baking time.
Okay.
Total recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
But Ted's Woodworking claims to have the solution.
Interesting.
16,000 plans,
Wow.
covering everything from simple birdhouses to full-blown barns.
Really?
And you get lifetime access plus the ability to request custom plans.
That's pretty cool.
It's like having a woodworking genie at your beck and call.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The sheer volume of plans is definitely impressive.
Right.
But more than that, it's about providing a sense of security
Right.
and confidence for anyone interested in woodworking.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing you have this massive library of plans at your fingertips
Right.
can make the learning process a lot less daunting.
Yeah, for sure. So let's dive into what's actually included in this package.
Okay.
They highlight 5 key features.
Right.
Step-by-step instructions,
Mm-hmm.
detailed materials, lists, schematics, multi-angle views,
Yeah.
and the claim that it's suitable for all skill levels,
Right.
from beginner to experienced woodworker.
Cool.
But do they live up to the hype?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
And to really understand the value we need to go beyond just listing features.
Okay. How so?
Take the beginner-friendly aspect, for example.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not just about having simple plans.
Right.
It's about breaking down complex concepts into easy-to-understand steps.
They even have a testimonial from Willie Stark,
Okay.
the chief editor of Woodworking magazine.
Oh, wow.
He specifically mentions that the plans are incredibly clear for beginners.
Interesting.
Remember that example they gave about the wardrobe plans
Yeah.
with missing bolt placements?
Oh, right.
That's the kind of frustration Ted's Woodworking aims to eliminate.
Okay.
They're going for a hand-holding approach,
I see.
which can be a huge relief when you're just starting out.
What's fascinating about that testimonial is it comes from a seasoned woodworking expert.
Oh.
If someone like Willie Stark, who's seen and reviewed countless woodworking plans,
Yeah.
praises the clarity of Ted's Woodworking for beginners, it lends a lot of credibility to their claims.
It's like having a master chef teach you the basics of cooking.
Right.
You know you're in good hands.
Exactly.
But I'm also curious about the depth and scope of these plans.
Okay.
Do they just focus on simple projects?
Mm-hmm.
Or do they cover more advanced woodworking techniques
Okay.
and styles?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And one we'll definitely explore further.
Oh,
After all,
okay.
even if you're a beginner today,
Right,
you might want to tackle more challenging projects as your skills grow.
for sure.
And then there's the question of how Ted's Woodworking compares
Okay.
to other learning resources like books,
Huh.
online courses, or even good old-fashioned YouTube tutorials.
Right.
What are the trade-offs?
Yeah, good question.
Is it worth investing in this package
Right.
when there's so much free information available online?
Those are all excellent points.
Yeah.
So let's unpack those questions and really get to the heart
Okay.
of what Ted's Woodworking offers.
Sounds good. One way to gauge the depth of these plans is to look at the types of woodworking they cover.
Okay.
Do they stick to basic joinery methods?
Right.
Or do they delve into more complex techniques like dovetails,
Well,
mortise and tenon joints,
Yeah.
or even curved woodworking?
Interesting.
And what about different furniture design styles?
Right, like what kinds?
Are there plans for classic pieces,
Okay.
modern designs,
Mm-hmm.
rustic furniture,
Yeah.
or even outdoor projects?
You're right. We need to dig deeper into those details.
Yeah.
I'm picturing someone who's been bitten by the woodworking bug.
Yeah.
They're ready to move beyond simple projects.
Mm-hmm.
Will they find enough in Ted's Woodworking to keep them challenged and engaged?
And that's where comparing it to other learning resources
Okay.
becomes really interesting.
Okay.
Books, for example,
Okay.
can provide in-depth knowledge, Hmm.
about specific woodworking techniques or
Yeah.
furniture styles.
Okay.
Online courses often offer structured learning paths
Hmm.
with video demonstrations and personalized feedback.
Okay.
And then there's the vast universe of YouTube,
Oh, yeah.
where you can find tutorials
Yeah.
on almost any woodworking topic imaginable.
But sifting through all that free content can be overwhelming,
For
right?
sure.
It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Totally.
Ted's Woodworking promises to curate all that information
Okay.
and present it in a clear, organized way.
Right.
And they don't just stop at plans.
Okay, what else?
They throw in bonus content, like a DWG-CAD viewer.
That's actually a really smart addition.
Oh, how so?
A DWG-CAD viewer allows you to open and edit the plans digitally,
Okay.
which opens up a whole world of possibilities.
Like what?
Imagine being able to customize a bookshelf design
Okay.
to perfectly fit that awkward corner in your living room,
Right.
or tweak the dimensions of a table to match your existing chairs.
It's like taking those pre-made cake mixes
Yeah,
and adding your own personal touch
exactly.
to create a truly unique dessert.
Yeah, and they even compare the price of similar software on Amazon,
Oh, what?
highlighting the value you're getting.
Okay.
That's a classic marketing tactic.
Right.
But in this case, it might actually hold some weight.
Okay.
Standalone DWG CAD software can be quite expensive,
Yeah.
so having it included as a bonus does add value to the package.
For sure. They also include over 150 woodworking videos.
It's like having a virtual woodworking mentor
Right.
there in your workshop.
Exactly.
Video tutorials are incredibly helpful for visualizing techniques
Yeah.
and seeing how experienced woodworkers approach different challenges.
Yeah.
You can observe their hand movements, their tool usage,
Right.
and pick up valuable tips that you
There's-
wouldn't necessarily get from just reading written instructions.
And there's even a guide on starting a woodworking business. That caught my attention because it suggests that Ted's Woodworking isn't just for hobbyists.
Right.
It's for anyone who wants to turn their passion for woodworking
Yeah.
into a potential income stream.
It's a clever way to appeal to a wider audience
Mm-hmm.
and tap into that entrepreneurial spirit that many woodworkers have.
Yeah.
But let's be real.
Okay.
The source material is pretty heavy on the marketing hype.
Yeah, like what?
Limited time offers, bonuses galore, glowing testimonials.
Right.
It can feel like they're trying to sell you a dream
Totally.
rather than a woodworking package.
They even emphasize that feeling of accomplishment you get
Yeah.
from completing a woodworking project.
Mm-hmm.
That sense of pride in creating something beautiful and functional
Right.
with your own two hands.
Yeah. It's a powerful emotion.
For sure.
And they're definitely playing on it.
Totally.
And there's nothing inherently wrong with that.
Right.
After all, woodworking is a deeply satisfying and rewarding hobby.
Mm-hmm.
But it's important to remember that those feelings of accomplishment come from the process of learning,
Okay.
experimenting, and overcoming challenges,
Right.
not from simply buying a package of plans.
Right. It's like buying a fancy set of paints.
Yeah.
Doesn't automatically make you an artist.
Exactly.
You still need to develop your skills,
Right.
practice your craft,
Hmm.
and find your own unique style.
Totally. So how do we cut through all the marketing noise?
Yeah, good question.
And figure out if Ted's Woodworking is the real deal?
One way is to look at what real people are saying about it.
Okay.
They have a section with customer-submitted photos,
Right?
and I think that's where the real story lies.
Okay. How so?
Seeing actual projects that people have built using these plans
Mm-hmm.
gives you a much better sense of the quality
Okay.
and feasibility of the designs.
I love that they include those photos.
Yeah.
It's one thing to read about building a bookshelf,
Right.
but it's quite another to see someone's living room transformed by a beautiful handcrafted piece they made themselves. You know, using these plans,
Right.
it makes it feel more tangible,
Totally.
readable.
Exactly. And it also gives you a glimpse
Yeah.
into the community aspect of woodworking.
Oh, okay.
These photos represent people who have shared their creations, their
Mhm.
successes,
Right.
and maybe even their struggles along the way.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like joining a virtual woodworking club
Yeah.
where you can learn from others,
Mhm.
share tips and tricks,
Totally.
and feel a sense of camaraderie.
It's that connection with other passionate woodworkers
Yeah.
that can really make a difference,
Right.
especially when you hit those inevitable roadblocks in your own projects.
So we've looked at the plans, the bonuses,
Right.
the marketing hype,
Yeah.
the customer feedback,
Mm.
but how does it all stack up?
Yeah.
Is Ted's Woodworking truly worth the investment?
That's the question we'll answer
Uh,
in the final part of our deep dive.
All right.
will weigh the pros and cons, consider the alternatives, and ultimately help you decide if Ted's Woodworking is the right fit for your woodworking journey.
Right. So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From the sheer volume of plans to the beginner-friendly features, the bonus content, and even the potential for turning woodworking into a business.
It's a lot.
But let's be honest.
Okay.
There's a part of us that's still a little skeptical.
I mean, it's natural to be cautious. Especially with something that promises so much.
Yeah.
We've seen the marketing machine in action. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement.
For sure.
But remember, the ultimate goal here is to determine if Ted's Woodworking can truly help you become a better woodworker.
So let's play devil's advocate for a moment.
Okay.
What are some potential downsides or things to consider before taking the plunge?
Well, one thing that stands out is the potential for information overload.
Oh, yeah.
16,000 plans is a staggering number.
That's a lot.
It's like walking into a massive library and not knowing where to start. It's great to have options, but it can also feel overwhelming, especially if you're new to woodworking.
It's like that feeling when you stand in front of the cereal aisle at the grocery store.
Totally.
So many choices.
I know, right?
You end up just grabbing the same old box you always get.
Exactly.
And then there's the question of quality control.
Right.
With such a vast collection of plans, it's hard to guarantee that every single one is well designed, accurate, and easy to follow. They do offer a 60-day money-back guarantee, which is reassuring. It suggests they're confident in their product, but it also means you need to be proactive and actually test out the plans within that time frame to see if they meet your expectations.
Another consideration is the level of support you'll receive while they have those woodworking videos. And the option to request custom plans.
It's not clear how responsive their customer service is. What happens if you encounter a problem with a plan? Or if you have a question about a specific technique, will you be left to figure it out on your own?
It's like buying a new gadget. Realizing the instruction manual is written in a language you don't understand. Frustrating.
Exactly.
And then there's the bigger question of whether Ted's Woodworking can truly teach you the fundamentals of woodworking.
That's a good one.
Will you develop a deep understanding of wood properties, joinery techniques, and design principles?
Those are important.
Or will you simply be following instructions without really grasping the underlying concepts?
Those are all valid concerns. It's tempting to see Ted's Woodworking as a magic bullet, a shortcut to woodworking mastery. But as we've discussed, there's no substitute for hands-on experience, learning from mistakes, and developing your own woodworking intuition. So where does that leave us? Is Ted's Woodworking worth it?
I think the answer depends on your individual needs and expectations. If you're a complete beginner looking for a comprehensive resource with a vast selection of plans and a beginner-friendly approach, it could be a valuable investment.
Especially if the alternative is feeling overwhelmed by the sheer amount of free information available online.
Exactly.
Ted's Woodworking does offer a certain level of curation and organization.
Yeah, it does.
That can be appealing.
However, if you're already comfortable with woodworking basics and you're looking to delve into more specialized techniques or develop your own unique style, you might find Ted's Woodworking to be somewhat limiting.
It's like relying on training wheels when you're ready to ride a bike without them.
Exactly.
At some point, you need to take off those training wheels and trust your own instincts. And that's where the real magic of woodworking happens.
So the bottom line is this. Ted's Woodworking can be a valuable tool, especially for beginners. But it's not a substitute for developing your own skills. Experimenting and finding your own woodworking voice.
I like that.
It's like having a map that can guide you to a destination. But it's up to you to enjoy the journey. Explore the side roads. And discover your own hidden treasures along the way.
And who knows? Maybe someday you'll be the one sharing your woodworking expertise.
Totally.
And inspiring others to create their own masterpieces.
Now there's a thought.
Imagine going from a woodworking newbie to a seasoned pro. Sharing your knowledge and passion with the world. That's the real power of learning and creating.
I love that.
So whether you decide to dive into Ted's Woodworking or chart your own course through the world of woodworking, remember to embrace the journey. For sure. Have fun and never stop learning.
Yeah.